A ton of new 2024 election polls have just been released between Kamala Harris and...
So what does Donald Trump have to do to get back on track? There's 5 things I think he can do immediately to stop the hemorrhaging that's happening in his campaign. Unless your head has been buried on a pound of sand like an ostrich for the last 2 weeks, Donald Trump has been really off his game since Kamala Harris became the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party. And the things that he's saying in rallies like in Montana are meandering, or he's lost. He's not making any points about policies or what his vision is going to be. It's been personal attacks. It's been just weird topics that he's been bringing up that have led to less and less people attending rallies and people leaving early because they just don't get where he's going. Even people like Senator Lindsey Graham, big supporter, even Republican Frank Luntz, who is a Republican pollster, has begged him to please get on point. And so 5 quick things that Donald Trump can do to stop the hemorrhaging and get back on a winning track. 1, he's got to stop the personal attacks and the distractions. He's got to stop with the nasty attacks because they're not working. I mean, at the end of the day, you take a line of attack and a line of fire when it's working. But the constant attacks on Kamala Harris's politics and her race and her ethnicity and calling her ultra-liberal and saying she's dumb and stupid, it's backfiring. And if anything, it is fueling the rise of Kamala Harris and the Democrats. He's got to stop it. It's a distraction, and it's not working. Second thing he can do, he's got to find 3 issues. He's got to stay on message with them. Listen, there's 3 issues that work best for Republicans at this point. Whether they're winning issues or not, they are at least still the points of entry to get the average voter's attention and on a level where they actually agree with you. Where are those 3 things? The border. Yes, I do say the border is improving in terms of conditions there, but it is still a sticking point and a point of weakness for Democrats. He needs to stay on that. Inflation, while it's going down, and interest rates may actually be knocked down next month if the economics require it and allow it to happen. That's what the Federal Reserve wants. The Federal Reserve wants to have 2% inflation rate. We're around 3 to 4%, but it's still hurting. I'm somebody who pays a lot more to go to the supermarket, and I still feel it. So the average American is definitely feeling it. If you're working class, he should stay on that. And then the social issues. I don't have to go through the specifics, but you know the social issues that have very strong opinions one way or the other. While he may lose 50% of the people who feel a certain way, he'll get the other 50% if he doubles down on these things. The third thing he needs to do is he needs to create a Big Tent. As you watch my content here, you recognize that I've always said about Donald Trump is that he had an opportunity at the RNC to really create a Big Tent. He has not. And that is not the way you win an election. MAGA only represents about 38% of average voters. He can't get above 45% in any sustained poll. And how does he do that? He has to appeal to independents, and he's got to appeal to the 15% of Ronald Reagan mainstream conservative Republicans that I keep telling you are looking for a home because Donald Trump does not speak to them. He needs to speak to them, bring them home, and try to cut into the lead that the Democratic ticket has currently with independent voters. If Donald Trump does not win independent voters, he does not win the general election. The fourth thing he has to do, he has to use his assassination attempt to pivot. Listen, he had the whole world mourning for him, looking out for him, saying, my gosh, what is happening to society? He needs to use that moment. It's still not too late to use that moment to pivot on some other things and to offer himself anew to the voting public. And how does he do that? That's my 5th reason. And my 5th thing that he has to do. He has to offer an olive branch to the nation speech. A speech that says, listen, after the attempt on my life, I recognize that I may have made mistakes, just like we all make mistakes. He needs to offer an apology to people, to anyone, to any group, to any interest, to any individual that he has harmed or said something to that offended them, and say, I reach out to you and I apologize. Almost losing your life can make you look at life a little differently and with a sense of urgency. And I'm trying to create something new here, and I want you to join with me to make that happen. He's got to reset, and he can reset with humility. He can reset by apologizing to the nation and saying, let's start something new and create a new covenant with them. Well, tell me what you think. Subscribe, like, and comment below. Please go to my YouTube channel at Curious Formula. Subscribe, like, and comment there. Hit the notification bell so you can learn about when we go live. We go live on my YouTube channel every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. Thank you for rocking with me. Stay curious and remember, think. It ain't illegal yet.